Hey guys, Dan here. Welcome back to Dan Reviews It. Happy New Year. It's been about a month since we've seen a new Connors episode, and I was away for the holiday, so I didn't get to make any other videos. So here we are back again with Connors episode 9. It is called Rage Against the Machine, so let's get into it. There is a lot going on in this episode. I would say there's two main plots, but we really get some good steam out of both of them. The first one, and I guess the main one, is Dan breaks his arm because a vending machine falls on him as he is covering DJ's route. DJ gets sick. And so, Dan takes it upon himself to, cover for him and gets injured. They talk to the vending machine company, and they offer half of the medical bills to the Connor family. But Darlene says, well, that's not good enough. Let's get a lawyer involved. So enter the great Peter Gallagher of OC fame and While You Were Sleeping and many, many other things. We've known Peter Gallagher for years. Him and the eyebrows. And so he enters as the lawyer and tries to get a settlement for them. So we've got that plot line going on, and then we have the B story, which is again focused on Becky. We don't see a lot of A stories with Becky every now and then, but we do have some B stories here and there about her alcoholism or the baby or whatever. And here we have her flirtatiousness, let's say, or more to the point, her promiscuity. So Jackie, who since Roseanne season 10 has been working on this career as a life coach that we never really see anything from. I would love to delve a little bit into that world and to see her actually try and life coach some people that aren't her family members. I think that would be very funny. But okay, we'll start off with life coaching Becky, I suppose. So Jackie offers her services at first, and Becky declines, choosing to go with one of Jackie's competitors in the business, which I think it's funny that Lanford would have two leading life coaches, but all right. So we mine some humor there, and we also get a little bit serious, but not really. We talk about her flirting a great deal. I would say the most serious part about it is when we see a girlfriend show up of one of the guys that Becky is sexting. It's never revealed really if she's gone further with him than that, but she's certainly sending him some saucy pictures. And later on in the episode is when it gets a little serious, and Jackie's like, hey, is this really what you want out of your life? Do you want this to be the way that you present yourself and that kind of thing? So, nowhere near as serious as the baby stuff was, or the alcoholism stuff was, but, a touch of seriousness. And there's also a little bit of seriousness when we finally see Gina in the episode. Once again, she gets that one scene, a couple of lines, but here it has some impact on the outcome of the episode, really, because she's telling Darlene, look, you can sue this company, and that's great for you and your family, but DJ's going to lose his job because of this, and this is something he really liked, and he's been in therapy, and this and that. And so we have her be sort of the mouthpiece for DJ in that regard. So that's basically what's going on. I mean, there's a couple of smaller things happening. They talk about the dreams for this windfall of money that they're hoping to get, and Mark says he wants to go to an art school that costs $500, but never brought it up because the family didn't have the money. So that's we talk about that a little bit. The whole cast is here except for the gal that plays Mary. I don't think we saw her, but everybody else. We open with DJ. Gina's in it. Mark and Harris are both in it. So yeah, I think this was a great episode, and here's why. One of my complaints with these episodes, and I've said this many times on the show before, not just with the Connors, but with shows in general in this day and age, you only get about 21 and a half minutes, sometimes less, to tell your story, as opposed to, the 25 or 26 minutes we got when I was a kid. So I think some of these Connors episodes And I think it is a problem more with the Connors and Roseanne season 10 than other shows, just for the simple reason that the writers, a lot of them are from the old Roseanne show, so they're used to writing 26-minute episodes. This episode feels like an absolutely complete episode from start to finish, with both plots having a beginning, middle, and end, and wrapping up. Well, I mean, the Becky one doesn't necessarily wrap up, so to speak, but but at least we make headway with it. It feels like in the contained episode, it feels like a complete thought on the plot. And then the Dan Arm thing, beginning, middle, and end. The writers did such a good job of not short shrifting the stories. We get a lot of humor. We get our plot out. And I think it's maybe because we're not overstuffing it. Sometimes I think, they're throwing too much into the mix. And here we have a decidedly A story, a decidedly B story. We have a couple of jokes along the way about certain other things. And I would say, unless I am misremembering, but I just watched the episode, I don't think there was any reference of Roseanne or, hey, well, Mom, would have done this or whatever. And you know what? I'm to the point now where I'm okay with that. That's good. Like, at the beginning, I liked that they were talking about Roseanne, fairly frequently. Every episode had a drop of, oh, well, if, Mom were here, da-da-da-da-da. Look, and that was fine. Grieving families, absolutely. You're going to keep mentioning your mom. But I like that they didn't have to go there with this, we are separating them from the Roseanne show at this point. And I think after the first 8 episodes of mentioning Roseanne, I think, okay, great. We don't have to mention her every single episode. I like that they were for a little while, but now, okay. I did think it was weird. I don't know why the writers chose to do this, but when Dan was sitting on the couch with the lawyer trying to kind of go over things, and Dan was like, look, I'm not trying to, shoot for the moon here. I just want my medical bills covered, whatever. He used the words, I'm not trying to win the lottery. I don't know if that was like a little wink, like, remember when they won the lottery? I thought that was kind of lame, but no, I think not mentioning Roseanne is fine. This was clearly supposed to play around Christmas. I'm guessing ABC wanted the whole series to run through the end of the year because this was the last one filmed. Even though there's 2 more to air, this was the last one they filmed. And there's a Christmas tree, and they mentioned going to Santa's Village. So obviously this was supposed to end the season. And I'm sure that's probably why they bumped it up to the first one of January, because you don't want to have too many episodes referring to Christmas after the fact. So I'm guessing that's why they bumped it up. But John Goodman was really on his game on this episode, and so was Laurie Metcalf. She was actually fairly grounded for the Jackie character in this episode, and the line reads were just hysterical. So I liked that. I liked that the episode focused on some money struggle issues, much like the final season of Roseanne did. And since this was supposed to be the season ender, it's sort of a wink and a nod maybe to the fact that, hey, like we talked about our financial struggles in the last season at the end, now we're going to do it again. Things aren't nearly as dire in this episode as they were in the finale of Roseanne season 10. But no, I thought, Goodman and Metcalf did great jobs. I think, Sarah Gilbert was on her game as well. Gina coming in, of course, giving her pearls of wisdom. Good. Even DJ was okay in the episode. He's only in that opening scene, and then they have Gina, like I said, sort of be his mouthpiece later on in the episode. But even he did okay. Lisa Goranson did okay. I think everybody did a good job in this episode. But the best thing about it really was that the writing was not only sharp and had lots of laughs, but it really did wrap everything up in the A story with a beginning, middle, and end. And I did not feel short shrifted by it. I did not feel like they were really struggling to pack in enough in a 21-minute episode, that they were just being frantic. That is one of my biggest problems with the Connors and with Roseanne season 10 earlier, is that they were just, it was hard, and it is hard. It is hard, you used to have 3 or 4 minutes longer to flesh out your stories. They didn't need it here. They utilized their time perfectly, and that is, for me, a win. I think this is the strongest episode since the early ones in the season. Not that we haven't had any bad episodes yet. I do want to point that out. There was one episode of Roseanne season 10 that I didn't really care for. I think I gave it a C+, which may have been generous. But in the Connors, so far, I think the lowest I've given is like a B-. Like, there's none that are bad. And there's 2 more left. No official word on whether or not season 2 is moving forward, but I mean, everybody's in talks to do so I'm pretty sure it will. I think the ratings are strong enough. They're not amazing. They're certainly not Roseanne ratings, but ABC has lost a couple of their hit shows because The Middle, of course, went off last year too. And other shows of ABC's are getting a bit long in the tooth. Modern Family's entering, I guess if they get a new season, it'll be season 11, I think, of Modern Family. And then, Blackish and the Goldbergs, these have been on for 5 or 6 years too. So, not that the Connors is a completely new show, but they're touting it like it is, so, okay. So I would say, I would bet money that they will be renewed. So look for that. But there's only 2 episodes left in this season. So let's give this one a grade. Rage Against the Machine, first of all, great title. I love the band. And it makes sense with what's happening in the episode. I'm going to give it an A-. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it's the strongest one since the beginning of the season. And it's just, it's firing on all cylinders. I would say the lottery line was a bit lame. And I would also say, I love Peter Gallagher, but I would say maybe not so much with the stunt casting. Not that they were like promoting, hey, Peter Gallagher's coming on, but I would like to see more, up and coming actors. Like, for example, and they weren't the best representations of this because I didn't think they did a great job acting, but the lesbian couple that the Becky was going to give her baby to a few episodes ago, they could have stunted that with somebody, and they chose not to, and I'm glad. Like, not everybody has to be Matthew Broderick as Jackie's boyfriend. Like, I think honestly, the Darlene Boss / boyfriend thing, I like that because people have seen him. We've seen him pop up in many shows over the years, J.R. Ferguson, but it's not like he's a huge name. Maybe Peter Gallagher isn't either. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's been in enough things to warrant that maybe we know him. But so I like that. I'm glad. Like, I think back to the old Roseanne show, and even I don't know, like shows like Seinfeld. Like Seinfeld, all of Jerry's girlfriends were up and comer actresses. Terry Hatcher before we really knew her. Courtney Cox. Okay, she'd been on Family Ties, but it was before Friends. That kind of thing. Like I appreciate that we're giving up and coming actors jobs. It doesn't have to always be stunt casting, but I just harken back to the whole season of the Connors. You got Mary Steenburgen, and I love to see these people. I do, but now that we've established the Connors as a hit show, maybe we don't have to have all the stunt casting. Maybe give some up-and-coming actresses and actors, some due. But anyway, great episode. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. Please leave your comments below. I love hearing from you guys. You always have such great insights on the episodes and whatnot. Like the channel, or subscribe to the channel, I suppose. Like the video, and pass along the word. I love getting subscribers. I would love to hit 300, 350 subscribers by the end of the year. And as the year just started out, I don't think that's unreasonable. So, tell a friend about the show if you like that. If you like these reviews. And that's going to do it. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.